Welcome everybody to Disney Hot Topic this week. So we're going to start off by talking about our topic, and the thing we're going to start off with today is Disney versus Universal. That's our big thing this week. So we're going to go around and everyone's going to list their favorite park and their favorite attraction in the park. It can be Disney, be Universal, be whatever, any park and any thing. So that's what we're going to start with. I'll go first. Before we start that, let's do our introductions as well. I'm sorry, I forgot about that. So I'm Jackson. I'm Disneyland Man's Instapics on Instagram. That's not a mouthful at all. And somebody else can go next.
I'm Dean. I'm Dean's Parks and Vibes on Instagram.
Hi, I'm Olivia. I'm Road Trip Ready all on socials.
I'm Dave. I'm Lost Boy Dave 88 on Instagram.
Hi, I'm Jonathan, and I'm Jathan_MC131 on Instagram.
Hi, I'm Kevin Curtis Allen. I'm Brit's Guide to Disney Vacation Club podcast and a co-host of the Disload podcast as well.
Cool. Awesome. Thank you everyone for introducing yourselves. Okay, now we'll go around and talk about the attractions. I'll go first. So I'm a Disney guy, but I have to say I've never been to Universal. So that's a big problem for me during this discussion because I've never been over there. So I can't just be like, it sucks, because I don't know. But I will say that I think Tower of Terror is one of the finest attractions ever built. I think it's the peak of attraction building and storytelling. So for me, that just sells it. So yeah, that's my little 2 cents on that.
I would say probably the best Disney attraction would be Beauty and the Beast in Tokyo Disneyland. Just so magical. Like, you watch the videos for it, and the video doesn't do it justice. You need to actually be on there. It's more a feeling than a... But yeah, it's just...
I get emotional watching the videos of it, so I kind of get... Even though I've not been on it, but that ride is like nothing else.
Sophie and I were riding it. We looked at each other and we were both just... Yeah, falling.
I cry so much.
Best Universal, I would say, and I've not done it, but it's got to be Monsters Unleashed, isn't it? Epic. That looks
so
fantastic.
Cool.
Yeah.
So I've not been to any Universal park. So again, it's going to be a bit, but I watch tons of vlogs and I can appreciate how amazing Universal looks, and I can't wait to go there one day. I'd say the best Universal attraction I've seen on vlogs would be the Jurassic World Adventure in Disney Universal Studios Beijing. They've got practical sets, they've got screens, the animatronics in there, it just looks amazing. And then I'd say my favourite Disney attraction that I've been on would be Big Thunder Mountain or Tower of Terror. But I'd say the best one that Disney has is Rise of the Resistance, which I haven't been on yet, but I will be going on it very, very soon. Again, with just all the elements to it, because it kind of has the drop tower from Tower of Terror. It has, your animatronics. It just has a bit of everything, and it just looks seamless. So yeah, that would be the best for both of those parks.
Nice. For me, in Disney, my favourite attraction is Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind, but only if you get Tears for Fears. Nothing else.
Not Flock of Seagulls?
I mean, that's second, that's close, but Tears for Fears, when that starts, like on the initial launch back, it was the very first time I went on it, and I was like, that just blew me away.
That's what I'm hoping for.
Yeah, I saw
September.
Yeah. And then for Universal, I would say the Monsters, Unchained, or whatever you want to call it now. But yeah, the Frankenstein that is in Epic Universe is incredible. Like, yeah, the animatronics, the whole ride, the whole queuing system beforehand is unreal. So yeah, that wins it for me.
Jonathan, what are your two?
So I'm going back 10 years now. So Disney wise, I think my favourite is probably Disney side. Probably is Big Thunder, just because I remember doing it the most in terms of that side. But I do on the flip side with Universal, I do think Forbidden Journey is an incredibly built ride in terms of storytelling.
What about yours, Kevin?
Right, okay. As a roller coaster fan, Velocicoaster, hands down, is the best roller coaster I've ever been on. The best attraction, there's no competition here. You're all wrong. It's Rise of Resistance, hands down. I don't know. Rise of the Resistance is a whole experience. It's about 3 experiences in one. It's just a superb addition to the park. And I just don't know. As long as Disney keep up the maintenance, which they look like they're doing a bit more to it now, as the guns are back moving. But yeah, Rise of Resistance, it just blows you out the park. It's just a fantastic ride.
I do like Rise, and not like a massive Star Wars fan. So like I can imagine if you were a big Star Wars fan, that would be elite. But because of Guardians of the Galaxy and Marvel fan, that wins it for me. But Rise is really good, yeah.
I like Guardians of the Galaxy, but me and Guardians of the Galaxy have got a bit of a history that maybe one day I'll go into. But yeah, Rise of Resistance is fantastic. I just think it's a superb ride.
Absolutely incredible.
It is good.
It's better than it looks.
Yeah.
So if you guys, just off the top of your heads, if you think 3 words to describe Disney and 3 words to describe Universal, just out of interest, I just wonder what you would all come up with. So for me, for Disney, it would be magical.
Mm-hmm.
It would be strollers. And it would be IP. If it was Universal, for me, it would be dopamine. It'd be Halloween Horror Nights. And it would be screen-based or screens. Don't know what yours would be.
For Universal, I put focused, grown, and facade, which maybe is an arguable word to put. And then for Disney, I put depth, imaginative, and safe. Those are my 3. I tried to avoid magical because that felt like a free bingo space for me, but it's true. Like it is magical. Like I am not gonna. You're not wrong, but yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I put magical for Disney, inspiring and immersive. And then for Universal, I put thrilling, improving, because I've noticed throughout the last few years it's getting better and better, and just fun, because it just looks fun. But again, it's coming from what I can see of it from an outsider kind of thing.
Nice, yeah. For Disney, I put magical. I do. But I put magical, wonderful, and nostalgic, because the nostalgia there is.
I was going to put nostalgic.
I see, we're all the same.
Yeah.
And for Universal, I put immersive, cinematic, and epic. You're welcome.
That's clever. Why didn't I think of that?
What would you put, Jonathan?
For Disney, I put nostalgic, bewitching, and enchanting. Then for Universal, I put it's cinematic, compact, and thrill-seeking.
Nice.
Cool. And what would yours be, Kevin?
Okay, I'm not sure I got the remit here. I've put for Disney. I've just thought there's expensive, fireworks, and friends, because I've got a huge group of friends from Disney. For Universal, I've put Harry Potter, Jurassic Park, and expensive.
It works.
Because back in the day when I was going in the 90s, I did all of Disney parks. I did Universal, I did SeaWorld, I did Gatorland, I did Busch Gardens, all in the same holiday. I can't afford to do that now. I've got to choose. And that's, I think, something that in this discussion will come up.
Yeah, that's why I'm only doing Disney this trip.
Yeah. But do you not think Disney is Universal cheaper than Disney?
I looked at the prices before because I saw that was a category on the thing, and there wasn't that much difference. But because I love Disney so much, I will spend that little bit more.
And that's
Yeah.
how they've got,
But your
Yeah.
Disney ticket in January is much cheaper than my Disney ticket in February.
Yeah, I made sure I could budget and afford it as much as I could.
Yeah.
And then buy more merch. For the difference that was in between.
This is one of the reasons that I put the word safe for Disney, because not only I think the range of experiences they offer is a little more like safe, not like dangerous, like lose your life, but like your kids are always going to be plussed at Disney. They're always going to be happy. They're always going to be treated right. So are you. I think the same thing. Can you guys still hear me? I know I froze,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
Okay, cool. That doesn't matter then. But I also put safe because people know exactly what they're going to get at Disney when they go. And I think that's a big part of it, because when you go to Universal, I feel like it's almost a toss-up. Like, you're like, okay, I hope things are working. I hope things are running. And I just don't know what to expect as much as I know what to expect from Disney. Thing to consider, too, I think when we look at Disney and Universal, going off of what I said earlier, I think that Disney has done really good at... They have like this stigma, but it's a positive one, and you know what you're going to get at Disney. And I just don't know if I feel like that at Universal, but that could be because I haven't gone. So people who are into Universal or have gone, like, do you feel the same way? Do you know exactly what you're going to get?
Yeah, I every time I go to Florida, I always make sure I go to Universal. So it's like they go hand in hand. I can't do one or the other. That's not an option for me. So yeah, I know what we're gonna. It depends what time of year. If you go in sort of autumn, Halloween time, you're obviously gonna get Halloween Horror Nights, and that's another expenditure, I guess, if you want to do that. But primarily, you know what you're gonna get. You know, it's the same as Disney, but not as child friendly, if that makes sense. They can kind of say and do what they want and kind of get away with it. So I like that. I like that aspect because it breaks up the Disney and you get out of that bubble of, I love being in Disney and being all magical and everything, but then going to Universal, it's that other side of, because I'm like a massive fan of movies and stuff, and then being thrown in the centre of the films, it's like, what more do you want?
Yeah, I think you've also got to remember Harry Potter was built by Disney Imagineers for Universal. So a lot of the Imagineers were laid off, and that's where they ended up. So that's where you get the immersion you get in Harry Potter. It's so different to the rest of the park. And now they're opening up new. I haven't been to the new park yet, but I assume that it's of a similar level.
No,
It looks
Epic
great.
Universe. Epic Universe is, yeah, just the way they've done the portal, just going into each different area, and then you go in and you're literally transported into this another universe. And they've got like ways to just throw you in like you're actually in the set of the whole film, especially for How to Train Your Dragon. Like that whole area is just so immersive. Yeah, it is good.
Yeah, I've not been to Universal since 22, so we went there with the boys, so we haven't been since. But we did do Universal in 22, so we have been fairly recently.
I think Universal have built a lot off the back of Harry Potter. I think that's kind of what launched them. And you can tell that because they haven't let Harry Potter go. It's just
Yeah, because it's in the
to
new
the
park
point
as well.
almost that it's too much Harry Potter. I think they need to give some of their other properties a chance. But it's all been stellar work that they've done. And when you think initially that Disney were trying to woo J.K. Rowling and get Harry Potter into Disney parks, and they just didn't really try hard enough.
They dropped the ball there, definitely.
Yeah. Then since then, they've kind of been trying to pick up what else they can. I mean, I would say we wouldn't have Pandora if it wasn't.
You wouldn't have had Avatar without Harry Potter going to Universal.
No. Which is interesting. I think it's good because it's competition kind of the fans win because each side keeps improving on what they're doing because they have to.
Does anyone here watch Defunctland or know who Kevin Perger is? Yeah. So he actually just did that really long video essay about Disney's Living Character Initiative. And he actually talks about this idea that Universal used to be kind of behind the game. Like when I was growing up, Universal was always kind of a second tier park until they got Harry Potter World and they proved they could do this really immersive Disney style theming, which Kevin brought up. It's a good point. And so did Dean, that it was Disney Imagineers, right? And they've since traded people from both of those projects. But I think that brings us neatly to a good point to make that, like, if we compare the attractions of the two different parks, like, or the two different franchises or whatever you'd call them, what would you say, like, what would you say is the difference? And what would you say is, like, what's the brand that you can feel there? I would say for me, I think Universal's attractions are on average more thrilling. They're more of a thrilling based attraction, and they are more storytelling now, especially in Epic Universe, but I still think they're more of a thrill ride. But somebody correct me on that.
I'd agree with that. When I look at the two, I would always say that's more like, your traditional roller coasters and theme park lover, rather than with Disney, you've got a lot more dark rides and that kind of stuff. So I would agree with that.
I think Disney get you in the feels. You've kind of grown up with a lot of the properties and things, and that's what gets you back. I think Universal, to a certain extent, are still struggling because they don't have any big kind of properties like that. That's why they've gone out and they bought Illuminations. They've got like the Minions and everything, because they haven't really got anything to kind of pull you in. They've got all the kind of stuff for the older, like Jurassic Park, Universal Monsters, which they're leaning into now, thankfully. But there isn't really something that really pulls you. Maybe once they get Wicked Land up, that will be something that will be useful to them. But yeah, I think that is a big thing. Disney kind of get you below strings, and Universal, you're going to have an amazing time. But it's a different kind. It's more kind of adult-y, I guess.
Yeah, they've got nothing classic there. So especially in Universal, the only opening day sort of attraction there is E.T. So everything else is sort of replaced and forgotten about. And I miss the old rides, of course, but the new ones come in. But how long are they going to last until they're, people are bored of them and the next thing comes along? It's just, which is good because you're always getting a new thing, but then you've not got anything to go back to, like Disney has.
And I don't think we're ever going to lose ET, because I think it's part of the contract with Spielberg signed that they can't get rid of ET, or at least that's what's whispered, what people say.
ET will never get to go home.
No.
Trapped. It's trapped.
Oh, the irony.
Yeah. Contract, right?
Yeah. I think that's a really interesting thing to bring up, though, is that I think Disney has the advantage of nostalgia, right? Because we've been going there for so long. Our parents went there, they're like, we want you to go on Peter Pan, just like we did when we were kids. And then we're going to do that to our kids, right? We're going to say, I want you to ride Peter Pan when the wait time's not an hour and a half, but I do want you to ride it, And so I think
you will road drop Peter Pan.
Exactly. But I think Universal is playing catch up, where they're like, okay, we missed out on this nostalgia, but what we can do is capitalize on this new market of like adults with expendable incomes, and they like these horror attractions, and they like this Nintendo world and all these different things. And with that Wicked Land, that's already proven its popularity. So I think while we watch, it's interesting to see how now Universal's catching up, and then soon we'll see how Disney competes. I'm watching them kind of hammer it out.
Hopefully Universal Great Britain makes Disneyland Paris up their game. That is
Absolutely.
what I'm hoping for.
Well, it's interesting because if what's rumoured to be coming to Universal Great Britain, like they're building on their past, if they're bringing Back to the Future, and if the Fast and Furious, what used to be Earthquake, if they're going to turn that into Back to the Future, then they're really pulling back, and I think they're recognising that there's some things that they can't necessarily lose. And like they brought King Kong back, didn't they? And put it in Islands of Adventure.
Yeah.
Well, sort of. Did you?
In a way.
As a simulation type ride, yeah. They do like a simulation Universal.
Well, didn't
Yeah.
they patented the screens, didn't they? So that's why they use the screens all the time, because they
Yeah.
developed the screens. So
Exactly. Yeah, that makes sense.
That makes sense, yeah.
Can I pose a question? Because I haven't been, but I feel like what's the live entertainment like at Universal? Is it awesome? Does it suck? And I'm talking about like shows, character stuff. I've seen great things, but again, I haven't been. So I'd like to talk about that and how that compares with Disney's, because Disney's is great reputation, amazing reputation for theirs.
Well, since going recently, yeah, the live entertainment and stuff isn't that great at Universal, I have to be honest, unless you're doing Horror Nights, and then that's another level. But other like meet and greets and stuff is not. I don't know. I don't rush around trying to meet Shrek or any of the other characters, you know.
Toothless.
With my Shrek ears, a Toothless, yeah, of course, yeah, the queue
What
for
about
Toothless.
Donkey, though? Donkey meeting's great.
Yeah, Donkey, yeah. But that's it really, other than like you go and see the Blues Brothers who do their show. They've been doing it since opening day, I think. So yeah, that's the same thing, but like I don't know. But yeah, Disney's with their parade and their nighttime show. That's what you go for. That's what you're paying for, really. For
Do they still have their live animal show?
I believe so, but I've not gone to see it for a while.
Yeah, because that was pretty good.
Yeah.
I've got a really good video of that from when the kids were small, but
Mhm.
I've not been since 2012 perhaps.
Mhm.
And they have like the horror makeup show at Universal, and then they have like
Yes.
some street performers. Like there's a Marilyn Monroe that comes out with like 2 dancers and things. So there is still entertainment there.
Yeah.
But
I mean,
like,
the Transformers meet and greet is really good, isn't it?
yeah,
Mhm.
it's cool.
Yeah, that's good fun, and they got the Born Spectacular, which is really good.
Disney
That's incredible.
something about from their shows from the Born Spectacular.
Yeah, it's like
Hands down one of the best theme park stunt shows.
yeah, really is the immersion, like the cinematic and immersiveness, is really good. The way they did that is, yeah, you've got to see it. It doesn't really work if you watch it on video. You have to be there in the audience to see it and really appreciate how it all works.
Something
Yeah,
that I've noticed. Oh, sorry. Go, Olivia. You go for it.
No, I was just going to say, when I've been watching vlogs and stuff, there's nothing other than the How to Train Your Dragon show with like Toothless coming above you. There was nothing that's really pulled me in. I think with Disney, you've got a lot of like the Broadway style shows, especially when you see it on like your Disney cruises as well. I think there's just a different level with the shows in Disney than Universal. But it's all personal preference on what you like.
Yeah.
However, we were in Tokyo in October, and it was complete. Fair enough, Disney's owned by Oriental Land Company over there, but the entertainment was so much better at Universal than Disney. Massive, massive difference. Loads more shows, live, like streetmosphere and everything. So much more, which is bizarre to see. Kind of, it would be nice if some of that came over to the Universal Park stateside.
Mm-hmm.
I will say that I think one thing Universal does have on Disney characters is a lot of the Disney characters you interact with have to be nice to you. Like, they're princesses and they're Mickey and stuff, and so they have to be like, oh, it's so lovely to meet you. I'm so glad that you're here. But I think, like, you go to Universal and you meet Megatron. He's like, why the f*** are you here, bro? Like, I don't want to meet you.
Yeah.
You know, and you can kind of have more of, like, a banter with their character. Like, more of a, I guess, more of a real feeling banter. Yeah, like
Yes.
the Grinch. Very popular opinion.
Good meet.
Yeah, so I think that's one thing they do have is they have not more of a real interaction, but maybe more of like a personable interaction where they can talk to people and have a different kind of conversation.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's what they say is it's not Disney. They don't have to be nice to you, so they can kind of say and do what they want, which is
Unless it's the villains, they can be so brutal.
Yeah.
yeah, that is.
So another thing I'd like to bring up is if we're talking about these parks, again, don't know. So this is a question. What are the food offerings like in Universal? Is there awesome themed restaurants? Is there a Beacon Barrel equivalent? Like what does it look like over there?
Again, I've only done Universal Orlando, so I don't really think there is anything that like immersive or that sort of interactive in Universal. It's just sort of normal burger, chicken, that sort of standard stuff. So yeah, it's pretty basic there really. And comparing it to Disney, yeah, it doesn't match up at all.
I think if you want good food at Universal, you've got to go to one of the hotels. You know, I think the higher hotels have got better restaurants in, and the food's better there.
Yeah. I feel like that's why they sort of always promote City Walk as well for food. It's like the Hard Rock and Two Sons Emporium, they're good. So I guess you could say that's part of Universal, which it is, but in terms of the actual
well, that's a
theme
shame you have to go out of the park for some
Yeah.
decent food.
Yeah.
Yeah, they need to up the food game.
Absolutely, they do.
Yeah, I don't think the immersive bars and things, I think Disney's winning hands down on that. No surprise when Universal didn't step up a bit more with Epic Universe. They promised a lot with that. They delivered in some aspects, but I think there's certain areas they deliver. I think people were a bit disappointed on the whole.
Yeah, Disney have definitely moved forward the $20 cocktail bar game, haven't they? So yeah, they definitely have moved in that direction. When you consider not so long ago it was, you know, clutch my pearls, you can buy drinks in alcohol in Magic Kingdom now, you know.
Yeah, I feel like the closest thing Universal probably has would be the experiences you get in Wizarding World. From what I've seen, those seem really immersive and cool. And I think that's like themed food. So that seems cool. I don't know. Does somebody have a different...
Yeah, I mean, they try and make it because it's obviously British themed Harry Potter, and they try and make British food, and it's not British food at all. It's not pub food, like, yeah.
It's so good that we have you guys
Yeah.
here, because I would have just been like, this is great. And now look.
Look, let's be honest, even the Rose and Crown can't do British food or beer. or beer.
Accurate.
$4 on 4 drinks in the Rose and Crown last year out of plastic glasses. Cold bitter. No, sorry, not for me.
We feel like we've talked about the food. I think the next thing to talk about would be probably, we touched on price, but maybe we could talk about merchandise. And this is probably a more niche thing to talk about. But I feel like Disney, especially in the last 5 years, has stepped up their merch game a lot. And it's gone from like these really like, when I was a kid, everything always said the year on it, and it was a different design every year, and it was like 2013, and it was like really terrible art form with characters just all over it. And then that same logo was on like everything. That's what everything was. It was magnets and shirts and cups. But now I think you go in and there's a whole wall of like these really well designed Loungefly bags, and there's the ears, like yeah, right. Like you're a really great example, Olivia, of the merch game at Disney.
Just there.
And yeah, right. Just like that. And those are awesome, you know? And so I'm wondering if Universal can compete with something like that. Do they have something that can compete with, say, Loungefly or anything that Disney's putting out merch-wise?
I think they might do Loungeflies. I know
Yeah,
Loungefly
they definitely
does
do,
somewhat
yeah.
different
They
things.
do.
Same with Spirit jerseys. So Universal have their own Spirit jerseys as well. They've started doing headbands. So, like the create your own headband ones, I've noticed have done something quite similar. Obviously they're not ears, but they're getting on that kind of like headband game.
You
I
can get
think they started doing shoulder pals as well. Which I have a
Harry
lot of-
Potter ones.
Yeah, I have all my windowsill is just full of shoulder pals now. Oh, I have that one. Wait.
I always have my crow. He's my favorite.
So good.
When I'm not even touching him,
Oh,
it's creeping me out.
Mine does that all the time. Mine scares me every day. I'm like,
Yeah, it just keeps going off.
you've got a hitchhiking ghost in that one.
Yeah. I have the gargoyle as well, which lights up. These bits
Oh
light up.
wow,
This one's.
I love it. Mhm.
I need to stop. They're so expensive to get, but I love them.
On that note, the one thing I have noticed about Universal merchandise, it tends to be a little bit cheaper than Disney merchandise. For a
Absolutely.
Sorry.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. But I think they are slowly getting up there a bit.
Yeah, I think you can still get the Universal shirts $1 or $2 cheaper than Disney t-shirts would be. But yeah, that's the only thing I've noticed. There's not quite as big a variety of merchandise, but there is quite a bit. But yeah, it's the price on the Disney merch that I'm really struggling with. As a wife that likes, as I have a wife that likes Dooney and Burke, and if anyone knows that.
Yeah, that's so expensive. I'm going to apologise now because I've set him off and he keeps doing it. So if you keep hearing it, I'm so sorry.
Mine keeps going off too.
Yeah.
They're like trading for me.
Yes, stop laughing.
They're talking to each other.
Yeah.
On the side of Disney merchandise, what they've started doing in recent years is a lot of really good resort Pacific merchandise. So when you go to your Pop Century, your Saratoga Springs, Old Key West, whichever hotel you stay at, you can buy really good merchandise, clothing, cups, mugs, hats, like I've got up there, Saratoga Springs one. You can buy all that sort of stuff Pacific for the resort you're staying. And if you're a completionist like a lot of people are, it's a really good market for Disney to get into. So every time you go to a resort, you stay at a different resort, what are you going to buy? You're going to buy some merch from that resort as a keepsake for that particular holiday. So yeah, they've upped their game with resort merch, I think, in the recent times.
And it's a lot nicer now than what it used to be as well.
I've got some lovely shirts. I mean, my DVC shirt, the button-down shirt, like Hawaiian style. Yeah, really nice.
But what I was going to say is, what about popcorn buckets? Because Universal is certainly getting in there.
I might have a few.
Oh no.
A few.
I'm going to try and not get one this time because I'm thinking about the case. And they're quite big. So it's whether I can, yeah.
That's a carry-on item.
Nice ones. Yeah.
You're going to buy one.
Oh, I can just do it on a carry-on. Fine.
Dude, I've done it. I bought, I don't know if you guys ever saw these, but Disney actually did vinyls of some of their attractions a few years ago. And I remember those were my carry-on. Yeah, I have 3. I got Small World, Haunted Mansion, and Pirates. And I remember those were my carry-on, and I did the big Disney bag. And I was like, I kept it on my lap. And they were like, put it under the seat. And I was like, no, don't. I'm not doing that. Because I was like, this is too precious, and they stay very safe here. But yeah, sometimes you got to do what you got to do.
Well, I did the umbrella thing. I went to Hollywood Studios and got caught in a rainstorm. I'd had my eye on the umbrella that's like a lightsaber that lights up. So that as you open the umbrella, it lights up along like a lightsaber. Amazing. So I bought that on the last day, got it back to the hotel room, couldn't get it in my case. So I carried it on, and the people at Virgin put a bit of tape around it, and they didn't confiscate it, although they did look at it in security. But yeah, so this year I'm going to get caught in another rainstorm and come back with the dark side one.
Such a good excuse.
Got to be done.
It's a $70 umbrella, but yeah.
Maybe not then. I was like, I think I might get one of those. I've got a poncho, I'll be fine.
Anyone got a favourite piece of park merch that they bought? But yeah, I don't know.
People reach out.
Yeah, the Disneyland Hotel clock and the Disneyland Paris Castle.
Whoa, those are rad. You guys have cool stuff.
I might have to go a bit closer.
Here's something to keep on my desk. I keep my Star Speeder.
I got
I have that.
The little door opens and everything. I like that guy.
Yes.
That's so cool.
Can anybody identify that?
Is it Rivers of Light or something?
Yeah, is it from Pandora maybe?
Yeah, it is. It used to be on top of a drink, and the light is still working, but the battery is so flat. But yeah, it used to be on top of a drink, in Pandora.
Wow.
And this
I
is
watched Avatar last night, so it's all in my head now.
that we bought in
That's so
'94.
cool.
Wow.
Wow.
And we've also got the Mickey telephone as well downstairs.
Nice.
Yeah, I have one of them in the
no.
loft. I need
I
to get
think
it out.
I might be weird for this, but I do when I go on a Disney vacation, I always bring like a little bag of glass vials, like little glass tubes, and when I'm on a water ride, I just dip over. And
Oh, I
fill
wondered
them.
what he was going to
And
say.
I've
I
done
was
it.
worried.
I've done it for years and years and years. I have like every ride. I've got
You're
like
gonna get banned.
Yeah,
dude, I've got like 50 of them. It's my favorite. I have so
out on
many.
video, eh?
I
Yeah.
know it. I know it. They're fine.
But
It's so that's one thing. And then I think my favorite thing that I have is I was walking down Main Street one time and I looked down and there was a little piece of it that had chipped off, and it was like by where they were doing construction or something, and I took it, and it's like this big. But that's one of my favorite things. I actually have a piece of Main Street USA.
Yeah,
That's like my
I have-
favorite thing.
You can see the wet paint sign, and that was an actual wet paint sign from when
No
my mum
way.
went back in like 80s or 90s or something, and they gave it her. So I
That's
have it framed
awesome.
now. And because I do art, so this was like the perfect thing to have, like a wet paint sign in my room. But yeah, that's like a bit of history I have.
Amazing.
I know a lot of people. Have you ever visited those websites that sell off Disney stuff from the resorts and stuff like that when they refit them? I know a few friends of mine have got coffee tables and chairs from different resorts.
Yeah, there's a great shop near Walt Disney World that have all the stuff like that and attraction ride vehicles and stuff.
Yeah, I think there was. Yeah. I think there was. One of the ride systems was on there, wasn't it? Was in one of the seats was in for one of the ride systems in the shop a few months ago. So yeah, I'd love that. That'd be great. But unfortunately, you can't get that back to the UK, can you? Stuff like that.
There's always a way. I do have one piece of Universal merch, and I've just remembered it is in here.
Oh, let's go get it. I want to see.
Oh, here she go.
Woo, Neil falling over. Is there's Olivia. He said hello.
Oh wow.
That's awesome.
Yeah, Jess. Yeah, wow.
Wow.
Oh my
That's
God.
awesome.
Oh,
That's cool.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful thing. Looks like it's brand new.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't. It's been obviously we've watched it and stuff, but it's got all the attractions on it as well.
Wow. That's neat. That's cool.
Yeah, and I've got one for Walt Disney World as well, and Epcot, and I've got a one for when it was Euro Disney.
Wow.
Oh
That's
yeah,
cool.
of course. 'Cause
I'm so glad I haven't got rid of those.
Yeah.
yeah,
Wow.
I've got a
And I've
couple.
still got a VHS player, so I can watch them.
I've got a couple of decorations, Christmas decorations from Universal Studios, and in actual fact, they're not on the tree this year, I don't think. But yeah, I have a couple of those from Surfside when we stayed in Surfside a couple of times in Universal. I don't know if you got where you guys stay when you go to Universal, but Surfside's the only Universal hotel I've stayed in.
I've stayed at Dockside one year. I tend to just stay at Universal when I go to Orlando because you're saving like £500-600 on the cheapest Disney one. What's the one with the lazy river behind the Blankin? Like the 50s themed hotel. Recently, well, a few years ago, it opened. Why am I blanking on the name? But I stayed there a couple of times anyway. It'll come to me later. And then I'm looking at going back in September, and we're looking at like Stella Nova Hotel.
Yeah, that was good.
But we will see.
I mean, they've been such good value, those Surfside and Dockside, that I've stayed there and not had a Universal ticket. So what we tend to do is fly in 3 or 4 days early and stay at Universal, maybe do iDrive or SeaWorld or something like that, and then moved it into DVC. Because obviously that's what you need, Dean. You need to buy DVC.
Selling it now.
You know, I think I'm staying at Saratoga, and I think it works out under £100 and under $100 a night on my DVC points.
Good.
So you know, it's all about when you buy it and how much you pay per point against the annual dues. But yeah, it is frightening when you look at the price of a Disney resort these days. Very frightening.
Mm-hmm.
As I can go into in great detail, because I just booked my boss 2 weeks in February a few months ago, and it's scary. You know, dropping that sort of money, you might as well buy a DVC contract, to be quite utterly honest with you. But there you go.
I think it's a bit more than that.
Well, I don't know. I don't know. I can, you know, there is such thing as resale contracts, so. But that's not what we're here to discuss.
It's another topic for another day.
Definitely.
Stay tuned, guys.
I think something that we touched on earlier is the cost, and we're kind of back around to that because we talked about the hotels, and I really like that there is a value with Universals. I think that's awesome because Disney on property is just so dang expensive, and it's not cool. But what do you think? Like, do you think it's cheaper to go to Universal, say like a 4-day trip or a 3-day trip or something, like something that you do at Disney, like a normal trip, nothing crazy? Do you think it's cheaper in the end with food and hotels and everything? Or do you think it's about the same? Or like what's better for your wallet?
Universal's definitely the cheaper option. Definitely with the hotel rooms. And if you look at the pricing, when I was going to stay 3 nights at Surfside, it was cheaper to stay 4 because the overall price drops. If you the longer you extend your stay, the overall price per night drops. Plus, I was doing, I don't know, I wasn't doing the weekend, for instance. So I think that makes a lot of difference. Yeah, Universal is still cheaper than Disney by a way, but then they've only really got, you know, 2.5 parks, haven't they, in a water park? Because I'm not counting Volcano Bay as a theme park. That's a water park. I don't care what they say on their advertising.
I think the thing is with Disney hotels, they're owned and operated by Disney, whereas the Universal ones are owned and operated by Lowe's. So as soon as Universal started getting into the hotel game, they kind of push it off to Lowe's, got an experienced hotel chain and knew what they were doing, and they've just given them the keys. So whether that's anything to do with that. But
as I understand it, Universal have told Lowe's they've got to keep the prices low because they want to put the hotels out of business locally, so as they can buy up the land. Is what I've heard on other podcasts. So yeah, I think they're artificially low at the moment. Whether that will last in the long term, I don't know.
I think it was the first 7 years with the new hotels that they were making a loss to get people in and start getting people's holidays and memories, and then they would get them back.
Yeah,
so I think they are pushing it up a bit, but it's still a lot cheaper than like the Disney ones.
Yeah, you can still find a room on Universal for $100. You're not touching one in Disney at the moment without the discounts. You're not touching it for under $200.
Unless you fly to Tokyo or do Hong Kong, and then their hotels are so much cheaper.
Well, we need to speak because I'm definitely looking to go to Japan in the future.
Yeah,
same.
Group trip.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm nearing retirement, so that's my retirement trip. I'm going to go to Japan then, on to Australia.
So much cheaper than hotels over there. But again, topic for another day.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
I'll say that Disney World and Disneyland, especially Disneyland, have gotten so expensive. Like I just did my honeymoon a few months ago at Disney World, and I just went for it because I didn't want to I just didn't want to think about anything. And so we were like on property, like all this stuff. And we did Port Orleans, French Quarter, like
That's
so
nice.
Good.
Yeah, that's a great place to stay. I cannot recommend it enough. It's awesome. And that one's nicer to your wallet than something upscale like the Contemporary, which again, that's a topic for another video too. But I ended up spending, it was 4 days. I did park hoppers every day. I only did like 2 reservations, and then I did the hotel. And it still ended up being like, I think it was 28 to 3,200 or something. And it was a lot, which is a lot for me, right? That's a lot of money to just spend on something, which was also most of my money at that point. But I think that's something to think about. Like
Oh no.
Is he frozen?
Yeah.
Oh no, not again.
That's what Disney will do to you.
Yeah.
He'll be
It
back.
all depends on pricing of what you want to do and how long you're staying at a resort. And I don't know. Well, I'm assuming in America there's different deals for UK guests. So
Yeah,
you
there
can
is.
Yeah.
tailor to like 2-week trips, with the dining plan included for free if you
Yeah.
want, which
Free.
is, yeah,
Or upgrade it like I did.
yeah. So if you're looking at all that, and depending what hotel you go into, whether you're doing value deluxe or obviously moderate, it's all different, and then what you want to get out of a trip and what you value in what you want to do.
Yeah, I say my boss was booked in to go to a moderate resort, so she got the dining plan, and I was hoping that obviously it's only herself and one child and a husband. I was hoping to use some of her dining credits myself, but unfortunately she's had to cancel and is now going to Disneyland Paris. But yeah, I like you say, it's more of a package with Disney, but
Yeah.
you can. I mean, there are ways around it. You can stay off site and Uber in, because Uber's great. But if I don't rent a car. I don't know about you guys. I don't rent a car these days. It's so expensive when you've got a car. And I'm there 3 weeks. I don't go for 2. I go for 3 weeks. So for 3 weeks with a car without insurance, I'm probably going to go off site 3 or 4 times in those 3 weeks. So why would I want to have a car? I'll just Uber off, go and do a grocery shop, and then Uber back. So yeah, I don't think it's difficult. It's difficult to justify the extra for staying on site. But like I say, DVC rentals, DVC resales, that's the way to go as far as I'm concerned.
Salespersons for DVC.
Yeah.
Wow. I only wish I was.
The only thing is, if you drive, you've got to pay for parking at each theme park. I think that's
and
a big
that's
take.
a lot.
You can, if you take the parking out of it, you could actually, if we look at the parking, you could say to yourself, well, I can stay off site and Uber in every day and Uber home, and that is probably not much more than what the parking is. What's parking now? $30, $35?
Yeah.
Yeah, it depends as well, like who you're going with. If there's a group of 6 of you or more, and you're in a minivan, or you can split the parking, and it kind of works out then cheaper than an Uber. 'Cause an Uber, you got to get 2 or pay more for an XL and all that stuff. So yeah, because that's what we did on the recent trip. We stayed in a villa, had a minivan.
You're probably
there was
going to
6 of
villa,
us. Yeah, exactly, and that worked out better for us. But on the next trip, there's only 2 of us going, so then we're staying on Disney property, and kind of works out obviously a little bit more, but then you're staying on Disney property, so you got all your transport because you're obviously there. So yeah.
I mean, I priced it up on and off site, and there was nearly £4,000 difference.
Wow.
For flying the same flights,
and
that's obviously tickets are no dearer, but because you want to stay in a moderate resort on Disney with a dining plan, so there you go, nearly £4,000 for 3 people to stay on site. It's a lot of money.
Yeah.
It's a lot of money. It's a third of a DVC contract. That's one. But that's how you've got to look at it now. Unfortunately, Disney is so expensive. And do you go to do Universal and DVC and Disney at the same time? I just can't do it. And I don't think I could stay on Disney hotels now. I'm not with the price of them now. We say for 3 weeks in 2012, Port Orleans, and that cost me $7,500 then with me 2 boys. That's with a dining plan with all the 3 week because can't get a 3 week ticket now, can you? So you used to be able to get a
No.
21-day ticket, and that was with Universal tickets. But
Wow.
I couldn't afford to do that now. My budget for next year is nowhere near that. It's not half of that. And thanks to Virgin, now they're flying me back into. I was flying into Tampa, but they cancelled my flight, and I was staying in a villa in Tampa for 4 days, then getting an Uber over to Walt Disney World. But apparently Virgin have pulled out of Tampa next year, so I don't know what's going on, whether or not they're just struggling to sell the seats on the planes. I'm now flying into, because I was going to fly out back from MCO, but into Tampa because we got friends in Tampa we were going to stay with for a while. So yeah, interesting. Do you think he's coming back? Is he coming back? Do you think? Or
He's messaged. He's had to come out now because he can't get back on. He's got to do an update. So he said to say goodbye to you all.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, what I would also interject, if you're so obviously all of us are from the UK. We do get the benefit of buying like Universal. You can get like buy 7 days, get another 7 for free, and like you can usually get the packages for Disney as well.
Yeah.
I don't think they do them in the States as such. They kind of push the annual passes or the single days. So I think we actually benefit by getting slightly better park prices.
It's just the flights getting over there are so expensive.
Yeah, if you're flexible when you can go and stuff, you can find good deals, I guess. But yeah, if you've got children or work commitments and stuff, it's obviously more restricted. So yeah, it's just trying to find the best deal and trying to go with that, right?
Yeah. How do you guys always work out your deals? So like with me, I would go on Flight. Is it Flight? Skyscanner rather.
Yeah, I'd use Skyscanner.
Flights, and then find the packages off the back of that to match the dates up.
Here's an interesting thing. I went through Skyscanner and found out like British Airways was the cheapest, Virgin was just a little bit more. And then obviously because my wife has a love affair with Richard Branson, we've had to go with Virgin. But I booked through Virgin Holidays, not through Virgin Atlantic. And when they cancelled my flight, I got an email saying that flights were cancelled, and then I went straight back on. Now Virgin Atlantic didn't know they'd cancelled the flight, had no idea what was going on, but Virgin Holidays knew. So I got the change of flight very easily. Whereas if I think if I was with Virgin Atlantic, I perhaps wouldn't have, which seems to me the wrong way round. Doesn't it? That sounds to me the wrong way round, but it worked out that way for me. And I mean, I know that because I've had this in the last few weeks, so it's fairly fresh in my mind. But that's what I would do. I'd book the flights. I always fly on a Thursday because I finish work on a Wednesday, so I got to the airport, fly on a Thursday. And that's always a bit cheaper than Friday. Tuesday they reckon is the cheapest, don't they? Day of the week to fly. But yeah, I always try to get in Thursday so that eliminates the weekend flights, which everybody else that works Monday to Friday have got to take. That's my sort of biggest money saving thing. I always tend to fly economy as well, although we have been now upgraded because of the issue we had. But yeah, I'd normally just fly economy. I won't pay. The way I look at it, I won't pay extra for extra leg room. I'm 5'8" or something, 5'8" on a good day in my heels. So I'd be uncomfortable for 9 hours rather than spending what's probably half the price of a Disney ticket for a fortnight to be in a bigger seat. I don't know how you lot feel about it, but that's where I would put my money.
Yeah, just put me in the cargo. I'm fine.
Yeah, I'll sit on the wing if I have to, for sure.
I see all these vloggers flying business and upper class and stuff, and I'm thinking to myself, I don't know how you do that. Because they're like the upper class ticket on mine was like 3 or 4 times the price of my flight. Wow. Why would you do it? It's actually, I think it was the price of more than what I'm paying for the whole holiday for one flight. Why would you do that?
Yeah, it's crazy.
But having said that, I actually live on the Isle of Wight, which is another added cost. So the ferry cost me nearly as much as a flight to America anyway. But what I tend to do is get a car up rather than park, because if I park for 3 weeks in the airport, it's more than getting a private car drive me up to the airport and back. So it's cheaper for me to get on as a foot passenger over to the mainland and get picked up from Southampton and driven up with a driver and then picked up on the way back than it is to park my car at Heathrow for 3 weeks. Because obviously you're paying for like two lots of holiday, aren't you? Yeah, so like a 1 week holiday and a 2 week holiday. So that's the way I used to do it.
I get that because I travel from South Wales, so we got to drive to London and then park the car for 2 weeks, and that's an added expense, and then the hotel for the night before, and because you don't want to be getting there. You've got your passport or something. It's never happened, thank God, but you never know. And then you got to try and get back to Cardiff and then back to London for your flight. So we always do the night before, and then it's a little pre-travel day. But it's added expenses, isn't it? So that's always something to consider.
Just get down, please.
Sorry.
There's the cat you're talking about too, isn't it?
Yeah. Wow.
So because we haven't got Jackson to close it down, if you had to vote between who was winning at the moment, between Disney and Universal, who would you each vote for? And you can't sit on the fence and say one or the other. You need to choose.
I'll go last.
Well, I'll go first then, because I won't be a gentleman and allow Olivia to go first. But Disney all the way, I'm afraid. I'm still a Disney man through and through. I bleed Disney, so yeah, I think Disney have still got the upper hand. What say you, Olivia?
Yeah, I say, obviously, I agree with that. I mean, it says everything. That it's going to be Disney. Although I can appreciate what Universal are doing. I'm really excited for Universal Great Britain. And I think with Epic Universe as well, it shows that they've really upped the game. And hopefully one day I'll get to experience those parks myself. But for now, it will just be Disney for me.
Jonathan?
I do think Disney's winning. And I think the things that are coming in the next few years are going to keep it winning with the IPs that they're bringing in.
No. I would, as much as I love Disney, and I would bleed Disney, but I would personally say Universal are winning. They're taking the chances at the moment. They may not be hitting everything, but they've taken the chance with the Vegas Halloween Horror Nights thing. You got Universal Kids World opening next year. All of these things are kind of Disney, because Disney were playing with opening a younger children's park. Disney played with opening Disney Quest, and none of them were that successful. I'm not saying Universal are going to hit home runs with all of them, but at least they are pushing it. And I think without them doing all of this, we wouldn't get Cars Land, we wouldn't get Villains Land, we wouldn't get all of the stuff that Disney are doing, because they know they need to up their game. So I would say probably Universal at the moment. And then Dave?
I gotta go, sorry, I can't stay. So coming in before this, I was leaning towards Universal, and then hearing
a
everyone...
bunch of Disney adults have made you
bullied you.
Disney.
The Disney bully.
But yeah, listening to everyone and saying, comparing Disney and Universal, I was like 50-50. But I don't know, I just think Universal is still just that little bit ahead at the moment with Epic. I know, I can't. I know.
I'm kidding.
No, it's like my heart will always be Disney. I'll never go to Orlando or anywhere just purely for Universal. It'd always be Disney and Universal. Or if I've done a trip before where I've just done Disney, but yeah, I think there's more and more stuff in Universal, which is sort of just ahead of the game. And I don't do Disney water parks no more because of Volcano Bay. I just think that water park / theme park, if you want to say that,
It's
is
newer as well, Volcano Bay, so
mhm,
it's a better water park. I'd say that. I think
yeah,
the water parks need an update and some new attractions coming
absolutely,
in.
yeah, because they've just been forgotten about and just sort of
Yeah,
wasting away. So yeah, I think
people don't even
Universal are
think
ahead.
of them when someone says Walt Disney World. People don't even remember
Mm.
Blizzard Beach and Typhoon Lagoon anymore.
Exactly, yeah. So yeah, Universal for me at the moment.
I want to change my answer. I think, well, actual fact, we all win. We all
There
win.
we go.
The more
Yeah,
competition, the
exactly,
better. We're all the
for
winners.
sure. Yeah, without one, you wouldn't have the other. So yeah,
Yeah,
the
no, I
competition
agree with
is
that.
good.
And if you think of everything that we've got coming up on the horizon, obviously Disney have announced everything. Hopefully that will all come to fruition. Whereas
We'll
Universal,
see it at D23.
wait,
Yeah.
but Universal, they'll wait until 2 weeks before and announce it, even though everything leaked. But I think they've got some big things. I mean, only last week they said about what's going at Lost Continent that I think Intamin got the contract for a coaster going there. Whether it's another Harry Potter or whether it's something original, let's hope it's not Harry Potter. But yeah, I think there's some really exciting things coming up on the horizon, and Universal Great Britain as well. And then last week it got announced. Well, it got rumored in one of the papers that Universal was going into Saudi Arabia.
Mhm.
So obviously, off the back of Disney going over to Dubai.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think there's some interesting things coming up. Interesting times, good times for all of us. We all win through it.
Yes, always.
The more theme parks, the better.
100%.
Yeah, the more competition,
I
the
just
better.
feel
It's got
sorry
to be
for my
better.
Australian friends that don't have anything over there. And
I know.
That's crazy. Yeah, that's wild.
Yeah, my friend Lewis, who does a podcast, and he's from Australia, and they struggle and they say, "Oh, well, we just jump on a plane to Japan. It's only a quick 9-hour flight, and or whatever, a quick 9-hour flight." But yeah, they struggle there. In they do have a few shops still, a few stores, because we've got 2 Disney stores in the UK now. So 2?
Yeah, just London and Dublin now.
Yeah. Is it that London Dublin, not the one in Manchester, still not open?
No, that's gone.
Yep.
Oh, that's
Yep.
it.
Gutted.
Oh, I remember when we had one in Southampton and Portsmouth.
Yeah, we had like 3 in Manchester.
Mm.
We had one in Cardiff. No more.
I miss those. I miss that. Mind you, I don't think my wallet does, but yeah, I do miss them.
And we had the Warner Brothers Studios stores, didn't we?
Oh yeah, because used to be next door to each other in Southampton. Yeah, I'd forgotten about those. Yeah,
I'm sad that Universal didn't win the bid for Warner Brothers. Losing out to Netflix. That's a shame.
yeah,
Yeah.
Mm.
I don't think it's a done deal yet.
Okay.
No.
Yeah.
Paramount's coming.
Okay.
I don't know. I just don't know whether or not I believe in Paramount. I don't know if I believe in it, but we'll see, won't we? Hopefully, fingers crossed, because we do need some competition in the UK.
I say, shall we wind this down for now? Sorry, Jackson couldn't get back. But I think it's been a good chat. And hello, Bean, you taking an appearance. Never work with children or animals. Hey? But it's been a really good chat tonight, I think, isn't it? Yeah?
Yeah, it's been good.
Yeah, it's been great.
Yeah, well, I hope everybody has a really good Christmas. And Olivia will work her editing magic on this and take away any or any.
Good luck.
Yeah. And make sure to put in the comments, are you Team Disney or Team Universal? And we'll carry on this war.
Okay, well, thank you all for coming. And I hope everybody has a good week ahead. Good to chat.
Thank you. Have a good Christmas, everyone. New Year.
You too.
Merry Christmas.
Thanks for having
Bye
me.
bye.
Bye.
Thank you.